Hey guys! Alright, sorry I haven't made a vlog for a while, but I haven't had much going on, and then it was spring break, so I decided not to work on any schoolwork. Um, Anyways, here's where I'm at with news writing. I finished writing my story about the architecture speech. I actually went to it. It was a long time ago, it was March 17th, so I didn't actually write the article until today, but I had taken notes, so I think it was alright. But I want to tell you about a couple of the problems I ran into actually writing the article and going to the speech. One of the problems that I had was that the speaker, who was Stephen Cassell, who is an architect from New York, and he's co-founder of an architecture firm. But the problem is that he was really soft-spoken, so I couldn't really hear what he was saying a lot of the time. Which is not good if you're reporting on a speech. Definitely make sure you get a seat close to the front. In this case, the sound system wasn't being used very well, so that added to the problem. Also, he didn't have very many good quotes, which is what you're normally looking for in a speech. I think the second or third paragraph of an article that you're writing on speeches is supposed to have a strong quote, and in this case, I didn't really have one because he didn't say anything extraordinary. Mostly he just went over 3 of his projects that he and his firm are working on. I thoroughly enjoyed the lecture. I love architecture and listening to architects talk about their work, so I found it enjoyable. But nevertheless, I wrote the story trying to get past the flaws that there weren't too many good quotes. So I'll publish it online a little bit later. I just sent it to my professor. And once he's looked over it and maybe point out some things to edit, then I'll bring it back and put it online. Let's see. Other than that, my last story, the one about Alex Koch, the architecture student, I got that published in the paper. It was on the front page on Wednesday. So I'm going to show you a picture now. And there it is, looking all fancy. Let's see what else. In the class now, we're working on 2 more stories in the last 2 of the semester, so yay that we're almost done with the semester. We have to write a 300-word story, which is basically a slice of life from someone that you don't know. So I've been trying to think about people that I can possibly do this story on. I was thinking maybe a horticulturalist or someone that works in the greenhouse on campus. I thought that'd be interesting to sort of see what they do for a day. My only problem is that I don't have an entire day's time to spend following someone around. That's a problem that I run into a lot since I'm taking 9 different classes and 19 credit hours. Things get pretty busy. But another story that we have to work on is for a sound slide presentation, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically pictures accompanied by an audio voiceover, so like a slideshow with words that someone's speaking over top of it. Which I enjoy sound slides. I've never made one myself, but I do follow a fashion guy on New York Times who does really good ones. And I definitely think that incorporating visuals is extremely important in the media today. I personally know that I don't get interested in an article unless I have something visual to go off of it. A lot of the times it's the pictures that capture your attention first. So we have to take it should take about 25 to 50 pictures-ish. But I'm searching for a story to do that on. I'm thinking it'd be easiest if I find an event to follow and then get some interviews from some people that I can play over the images, so I'm definitely going to be checking the calendar to see if I can find anything for that. And that's where we're at in the class. I'm going to put a link up to Stephen Cassell's website here, and then it's going to be in the, I guess you call it the bottom bar now, it's not a sidebar, but since YouTube's changed around, that's where it's going to be. Alright guys, time for your link of the day. It's called Inogalo, and what it is, it's an English pronunciation guide online. So if you don't know how to say a name of a person, a place, or anything else, maybe it's foreign and you don't know how to pronounce it, go ahead to this site. You can type on the name and then it'll pronounce it for you. I used this when I was working on my radio package for Alex Cook's story about the grad architecture student, because I didn't know how to pronounce his last name, which is spelled Koch. And this site gives you a couple phonetic pronunciations. Here's it playing one of them. Coke. So that's the first pronunciation it gives you. It's not actually how you say Alex's name, you pronounce it Cook. And I had to actually call him up to ask that because I always ended up addressing him by his first name. But definitely a good resource for any journalist who's doing a video or an audio package. Check out this site. Here's the link here, and then it's going to be down below in the bottom bar. So 3 links for you today. Down in the bottom bar, there's going to be a link to Inoglo, so you can check that out. I'm going to put a link to Stephen Cassell's webpage. So if you want to take a look at the architecture projects, you can go ahead and check those out. Really interesting. If you're ever bored, I definitely suggest that you look around for architecture websites because they're always the neatest. And then finally a link to the story that I wrote about Alex Cook, which is in the paper, so you can see what it actually looks like in the paper and read through it. And that's all. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'm about to go get some dinner. Bye-bye, guys.